All your fears and anxieties are baseless. October 14, 2016. The oneness that is all that exists is surfacing to the daily consciousness of millions of humans as the awakening process intensifies and accelerates. For many it is both uplifting and unsettling, because it is a totally new and unexpected experience, and they have no conceptual context into which it fits. And of course, many have no one with whom they can discuss it. At least they think that they have no one with whom they can discuss it. But, because in fact it is happening to so many now, if they chose to talk about it, they would find many others also wishing to find someone with whom they could address these new experiences. Choose to talk about this with strangers, you will be pleasantly surprised at the encouraging responses that you receive. All of humanity is involved, and therefore every human is an essential part of the awakening process, obviously. Talk about it, and make new friends with whom you can share your collective experiences and further intensify the process. That is why you are incarnate at this point in humanity's wondrous spiritual evolution. The divine plan is on schedule, naturally, and every single human is part of it, because it is the divine plan for humanity. No one is left out or excluded. However, because the construction of the illusion was so skillfully established, your individual sense of separation is deeply ingrained, and encourages you to think and believe that you are completely different from all other humans. In a way, of course, you are, because you each have your own perfectly tailored path to follow, and your own creative potential to develop. Nevertheless, you are also one with each other, and that sense of being different just feeds your fears, because you all want to belong, and if you believe you are different, separate, then to belong is impossible. You join groups of like-minded people to obtain a meaningful sense of identity, but it does not work because the underlying sense of being different remains. And you can see very clearly that bodies are separate from each other. But at the quantum level, from which all aspects of the illusion are produced, your physicists have realized that there is truly no separation, absolutely everything is interconnected at the deepest levels of form. So, you are never alone. To be alone is impossible because you are always one with God, and through Him with all of creation. When you feel alone, abandoned, frightened, go within to that individual altar you each possess on which the flame of God's divine love for you burns eternally, and intend to open yourselves to feel that love embracing you. It is always with you because you are eternally one with God, utterly inseparable from Him, and God awaits your invitation with infinite patience because He loves you as only He can, infinitely and eternally. Love is your nature, it is what you are, there is only love, which is limitless, without edges or boundaries of any kind, and you are eternally and lovingly held within its divine embrace. Free will allows you to deny and ignore reality for as long as you choose to do so, because love never forces or imposes, it always awaits your invitation, and then responds to that invitation instantly and with utmost joy. Part of the reason that you appear unable to feel God's love for you is because of your ingrained human beliefs. I am unworthy, I am a bad sinner, I am so insignificant that God would never even be aware of me. I am only a physical body in a physical reality outside of which there is nothing but darkness and death. And none of these beliefs has any validity. You, each and every one of you, even your worst enemies, are divine creations infinitely loved by God. The thought of enemies is a concept developed within the illusion, and is meaningless. Because there is only oneness, then to have enemies is to be an enemy to yourself, and that concept is without doubt utterly insane. However, these ingrained beliefs lead you to erect emotional and psychological barriers as defenses against the pain of rejection which you expect to experience, and therefore you block or lock out the infinite love that surrounds and envelops you in every moment of your eternal existence. Love is life. And you attempt to shut it out through fear of rejection. When you find the courage to open to love and allow it in, you will feel it. Truly there is nothing to fear. Open yourselves to me, to Mother Mary, to your favorite saint or angel, or God Himself, the source of all existence, and delight in the intense joy that will fill you when you do so. I repeat, there is only love, there is nothing else, and all your fears and anxieties are baseless. Yes, of course your bodies get to suffer the pain of illness or accident, but you are not your bodies, they are but vehicles of limitation that you, as members of the human collective, invented and brought forth so that you could enter into them and experience extreme limitation. Choose to discard those limitations and soar into the infinite field of love that is your true and everlasting nature. When you do that, the importance of your bodies will decline, and you will find that you can have a sense of exquisite joy that is beyond all bodily sensation. And that will instill within you an enormous sense of freedom, as you finally know that all that you are is God expressing Himself through your unique and creative form until you choose to lay it down and return to oneness. There is not one among you who does not choose the moment of transition, the moment when you lay down your body to return to the spiritual realms. And when you do, you will realize that you had been embodied for but an instant, that the experience of a long and possibly painful human life was but part of the illusion, part of the game you chose to play, and which you have now chosen to bring to a close. Your heavenly home patiently awaits your decision to return to the state of glory in which you were created. And, at the appropriate moment, the moment you chose before you incarnated, you will make that choice and decision, and find yourself once more in peaceful and joyful union with Source. Your loving brother, Jesus. Channeled by John Smallman. johnsmallman2.wordpress.com